Coming to you live from Tampa Bay, Health Info Radio is proud to present The Pulse with your host, Carol Ann, your tough love administrator.
Welcome, everybody, to The Pulse, where you are always up to date with the latest, greatest health and fitness information. I am your host, Carol Ann, your fitness expert, or as I like to call myself, also AKA your closet couch potato. Now, gang, I'm sitting here, I'm chomping on my nails because this place, let me tell you, we've got high techie tech world going on in here. We've got new computers. I've got to operate this mouse. And gang, I am not a Mac girl. I'm a PC girl. And so we've got all these fancy schmancy things that are going to be happening in the show. So if I screw it up, it's just bear with me because we are always on the move to make this program more enjoyable for your viewing and your listening. We're even doing podcasts. So gang, if you're out there and you're about to head out onto your run or you're about to get on the elliptical or whatever the workout is, you can put this thing right on your smartphone or your iPod and you can listen to the show and get motivated and get all that healthy fitness information as you're working out. So you're just going to be surrounded with all this good stuff. So we are slamming with health and fitness today, gang, and we are continuing getting back to the basics. Last week, we talked about the 5 components of fitness, and so this week, we are going to continue with that, and we're going to talk about your muscle fiber types, and are you truly working out properly based on your body type, or what muscle fibers you have, or maybe how you would like to train those particular muscle fiber types. So we're going to talk about that. And so we're going to get a little bit more specific with your workouts. And then we have a very special guest with us today. I am very excited because this is an area of wellness that I truly feel that we need to be sharing with you, and then just to expand your knowledge base and then what you're doing in your total health and fitness. I have Reverend Dee Dee Lovejoy with me today. Welcome.
Thank you.
So
great to be here.
Well, awesome. And so Dee Dee, you are going to be sitting in with us throughout the whole time and then interacting every now and again. If you've got something to say and you want to jump in, feel free to, because I call this is like an all skate, everybody. Remember back in the roller skating days and they go, it's an all skate.
Yeah, I remember.
So everybody gets to participate. And then we will follow up with our E84 challengers. Now, this is a nationwide health and fitness challenge that we have going on where we invite people to take a look at their health and fitness and choose one thing about their health that they would like to improve upon within the next 84 days. And so then we guide them in the proper direction with this challenge. And let me tell you, this thing is taking off. I mean, we are even heading to Puerto Rico in 2 weeks to launch this challenge in Puerto Rico. And we're really excited with what this program is doing for so many people in terms of getting healthy and fit in that. So we'll get into all of that. But before we do, I have a hydrate alert. So this is the part in our program. I know she's looking at me like she's got 4 heads. Like, what does that mean? Well, you know, we're very much trying to get the information out there that you need to remain hydrated throughout the day. And the average person really needs to get in 64 ounces of water every day. Now, that also depends on your body weight and also the type of activity that you're involved in. So it could be a little more that you need. But really, on average, you really need to be getting in about 64 ounces of water a day. So we like to play a game here during the show that we have the word of the day. And so the word of the day today is meditation.
That's a great word.
Do you think we're going to say that word? Okay. So, okay. All right. Fantastic. I had a feeling that we would say the word meditation. So every time you hear the word meditation, you take a guzzle for your muzzle. So just grab your water, grab your protein shake. If you just finished up with a workout and you're listening to the show and you're sipping on your protein shake, take a sip of your protein shake every time you hear the word meditation. Now, what we have here,
Just heard it.
Yeah, there you go. We have our thin drink, gang, and I love this drink. Now, This is when I get to try my fancy technical skills here. And I am going to show y'all what it looks like. Hey, I'm doing a pretty good job, aren't I? There it is.
Yay.
I'm an expert. All right, there is our Evolve Thin drink. Now, this is an awesome drink because we've got a lot of people that are reaching for the Monster drinks and the Red Bulls, which have a lot of chemicals in them that may not necessarily be too great for our bodies. So this drink is awesome. It's got a natural appetite suppressant in it called Shot of Bougre, and it only has 50 calories. It's all natural. No sugar, there's no caffeine, but it gives you a boost of energy as well. So, so this is a great drink. This is what we're drinking, and this is also what our challengers are drinking as well. So that is our thin drink. So the word of the day is meditation. Every time you hear that word, then take a guzzle for your muzzle.
And it tastes pretty good too.
Does it taste good?
It tastes great.
All right, so let me get this thing down. Yeah, this is a Mac. Hey, there we are again.
Okay.
All right, so hey, we're smooth cruising. All right, gang, so don't hate, rehydrate. All right, so we talked about, we're getting back to the basics here. And, you know, something that I love to talk about is how you can maximize your workouts. And so if you are just getting started into your workout routine, you know, obviously we say, you know, just get your body moving. And whether if that's walking or if you just want to get on an elliptical or you want to ride your bike, just some type of activity to get your body moving. But at some point in time, you really want to get specific because many people, they get frustrated because they're not achieving the results that they're really looking for.
Right.
And it's because you really do need to get specific in your workout programs. And so I always encourage people, hire a personal trainer. Go ahead and invest the money, hire a personal trainer, or get somebody that has a little bit more knowledge than you do in when it comes to exercise, and get more specific. Get an exercise prescription so that you can narrow down what you need to do to hit those results. So in order for you to be able to do that, we have 3 muscle fiber types in the body. Now, when I start to talk about this, it will begin to make absolute sense. So we have 3 types of muscle fiber in the body. And the first one we have is called type 1 muscle fibers, or we also call it slow oxidative. So there are 3 characteristics of the slow oxidative type 1 muscle fiber.
So I'm going to take my notes.
You're going to take notes because we're going to have a test. But here's the deal. We know these as slow twitch fibers. I mean, some of y'all have heard this before, but maybe not really understand how to apply this to your exercise.
I actually heard it during the Olympics. They were
Oh,
talking about
good.
Bart Carner, the
Gymnast.
He was
Yes.
talking about the slow twitch and things like that. So I'm curious to hear what you have to say.
That's awesome
Yeah.
because it's very timely, and I'm very excited to hear that they took the time to educate the public.
did.
I must have missed it. I was watching the Hottie Toddy, the swimmers, Lochte.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah. So anyway, getting back to our slow twitch fiber, there are 3 characteristics of a slow twitch fiber, and that is they contract very slowly. And then their force is very low, so they don't generate a lot of force, but their resistance to fatigue is high. So these muscle fiber types can go on and on and on. So if you take a look at a marathon runner,
Yes.
a marathon runner can go for a long period of time. And if you looked at a marathon runner's body,
Right.
they're very lean and their muscles, even though they may be small people, you might have small runners, their muscles tend to be longer. And when you look at them, so they can't generate a lot of force. So there's not going to be a lot of quick bursts or bursts of energy. Now there may be a time in a race of a marathon that runner will have to exert a little bit more energy to pass another runner. But on the whole, a marathon runner is a good example of somebody who has the majority of their body type being slow twitch fiber. Then you have, I'm going to skip over the type 2A, and then you have type 2B. Type 2B is on the other end of the spectrum, and that is fast glycolytic. Or in other words, we know that as fast twitch fiber. Now, the characteristics of a fast twitch fiber is the speed of contraction is fast, thus the name fast twitch fiber. Their force is very high, so they can generate a lot of force very quickly. But the problem with that is that they fatigue very fast.
I bet those would be your sprinters then.
Very good.
Yeah.
Those are your sprinters. So when you look at somebody, they've got big muscles.
Right, I see.
Big muscles. And so the sprinters, they have big hamstrings and big butts. So they put a lot of kick and a lot of power into their
They're more
sprints.
explosive than really fast.
Exactly.
Okay.
So they generate a lot of quick moves. So so even in other sports, like baseball players would have more majority of fast twitch fibers because they have to hit the ball and then they have to sprint to the bases.
And I think Bart was saying that gymnasts have the fast twitch.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's correct. That is correct. So they're very short and they got big muscles. Even though they're little people, they're big.
Yeah.
So you take a little gymnast and a little marathon runner, you can definitely tell in their muscle bulk
I see.
that the fast twitch fiber definitely goes to the gyms. Yeah, because they have to have a lot of power and a lot
Kind of like Mary
force.
Lou Retton.
Exactly.
She's short and very muscular.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she packs a lot of punch
Yeah.
to her moves. So yes, so that would be your type 2B fast glycolytic. And then you have in the middle of the spectrum. So you have type 2A, which is a combination of both fast oxidative glycolytic. And these are also known as your intermediate fiber. Okay, now the characteristics, the speed of contraction is fast, the force is high, and the resistance to fatigue is high. But the thing is that you can't be all things to everybody. Do you know what I mean? You know how they say you can't be all things to everybody. Well, type 2A, I guess those muscle fiber types those little fibers, they try to be everything to everybody. But what's great about these muscle fiber types is that you can train them to go either way.
I see.
So if you are looking more towards a sport that requires a lot of explosive moves like gymnastics, or if you're playing baseball, basketball has a lot of sprinting involved as well and a lot of quick moves. And so you've got, I would have to say, because they're so tall and long, that they've got a good, because you're going a long period of time, you got high endurance.
Right.
So the intermediate fiber types
be
would be more of a basketball player.
Right.
But you can still train those fibers to go either way. Now, the bottom line is that this is all dictated by your parents.
Okay.
So it depends on who your parents are, and that's what you're going to get, because it's mainly genetics. But once again, you can take those intermediate fiber types and train them towards the specific sport or activity that you would like to be really good at.
So if you had a slow and a fast, do you get an intermediate, or do you get either one?
I don't know. That's a very good study. That's a very good question. It's like hair color and eye color, right?
Yeah.
So
you get a combination?
Yeah. I mean,
or
it
you
would
get one
be
or the other.
like, which one's the dominant gene in this case? So that's a very interesting question to ask. But
that's probably why you have athletes and families that do the same sports, because they have the similar muscle fiber. You have swimmers that, long line of swimmers and gymnasts and
swimmer begat swimmer and gymnast begat gymnast. But let me tell you something. My husband, I'm very long, lean. I'm somebody who does really well at Pilates and yoga and long distance running. And so everything I do is very long, lean, fluid type of activity. My husband, on the other hand, is very stocky. And so he's very muscular. My daughter, I was thinking,
what did she end up with?
Oh, she doesn't like any of it. I'm thinking I'm gonna have this girl girl. She's going to be athletic and she's going to be all into fitness or something. You know, we tried soccer, we tried cheerleading. I mean, I even had to coach her cheerleading squad. I've got the shirt on today to get her to do cheerleading. I said, well, I'll coach it. And let me tell you, the girl doesn't want anything to do with it. She can sing. So she sings. So she's in Show Kids, and she's going to be in the Glee Club, and she's going to do Girl Scouts. And so, okay,
very nice.
She's going to be the president.
Yes.
She's not going to be. She's not going to be doing sports or anything like that.
How old is she?
She's 8.
She's 8.
She just
she's not
8.
doing those things now.
Right. Well, we tried it. We did dance. She's the girl that will sit over in the corner and just watch. And mom's over there. I'm the stage mom going, get up there and dance. Let me see those toes pointed. Cheer. You're supposed to be having fun. So.
Just like I am right here.
Yeah.
So leave me alone. Let me sing.
That's right. So she's like, oh, I'm all sweaty. So I'm like, oh my gosh, somebody just like cut my fingernails off. All right. Okay. So, but anyway, so I just thought that, you know, sharing about the muscle fiber types, and I think it's very important that, yes, you know, we have an obesity and overweight epidemic. 69% of our population is either overweight or obese. And, you know, what is it that will, first of all, get people motivated to move? You need to move your bodies. And that will also help you mentally that, you know, you look at older people that are in their 90s, they are still active. They're active, and that keeps their mind healthy as well, being active. And so first of all, get active. If you're sitting on the couch all the time and you are a couch potato, like I really would naturally love to be, but you just can't.
I don't believe that.
So believe me, I'm Desperate Housewives. I am like trash TV junkie. Desperate Housewives. I love Once Upon a Time, that show that comes on Sunday nights. But anyway, I love square entertainment, if you will. But I know that we have to make it a point to exercise our minds, use our bodies. So that's the first thing. But second of all, you have to get out of that mode of just moving, just walking, because a lot of people get frustrated with just a basic exercise program, and they're not getting to where they need to be, so they quit altogether.
And sometimes it gets bored when you're doing the same thing.
Yes, yes. So, you know, challenge yourself. Use this information that, you know, understand what your body type is and find an activity that will correspond to your body type, and you'll enjoy it a lot better. You know, but then again, if you want to push yourself, maybe you would want to try an activity that might not necessarily go along with your body type. Maybe once a week to kind of shake things up. So for me, I'm thinking about like sprint work. Like that to me is torture. So maybe I should put that in once a week into my overall workout program to challenge myself and to grow those other muscle fiber types. So again, there you have it. You got slow oxidative, fast oxidative, which is the fast oxidative glycolytic, and then you have fast glycolytic, which is your fast twitch fiber. So just remember, slow twitch, fast twitch, intermediate twitch, and start twitching. Okay.
How do you know what you are?
Well, you know, again, just ask yourself. That's a very good question. Ask yourself, what activities do I naturally gravitate to? Or what do I feel comfortable with? A lot of people will even say when you start exercising, my legs bulk or my arms bulk when I do that particular exercise. For example, when I'm teaching step aerobics, I'll have women that will say, I don't want to do step aerobics because my legs get big when I do step aerobics. So
they're probably the
fast twitch.
The fast twitch.
Maybe a little bit more intermediate, but more going towards fast twitch. I would think if they
bulk up, then they would be the... Oh, that's right.
Yep, because that's the power and that's the force and the high force and fast, explosive type of moves. So if you gravitate more towards that, because I get a lot of people that will say, cardio just kills me. Like I can't run long distances, but I can lift weights like there's no tomorrow. Like they'll lift really heavy weights and they gravitate towards that because it feels a little more comfortable. For me, that's uncomfortable. Running is more comfortable for me. So it's going to be one of those things where you have to kind of where you naturally gravitate to and where you feel comfortable. And you're going to kind of know, and also looking at somebody's body type. If they're more of a mesomorph and they're muscular, then you can sit there and look at them. If they can do, like for cheerleaders, if they can jump really high and spread their legs out and do like a spread eagle jump and they're really springy, then more than likely they've got more fast twitch fiber in them.
Fast twitch. Okay, because I'm getting them mixed up. I think I'm someplace in the middle.
Yeah.
I think.
And the majority, well, it depends. It depends.
Well, I'm not really muscular.
Okay.
And I'm not really long and lean either.
Okay. So you may be right smack dab in the middle. And so we got to figure out what you like to do best. And that's going to be an experiment. And that'll be a lot of fun for a personal trainer. They're like, Dee Dee, we're going to.
Someplace in the middle, I believe that I don't like to run for long periods of time, but I don't mind running short distances, but not sprints.
Okay.
And I do enjoy lifting weights, but not like powerlifting, and I think I'm someplace in the middle, really.
Okay. Well, that's really good. That'll be really fun.
But that's good. Now I have a name.
You're an intermediate.
I'm an intermediate. Yes, I am.
You're an intermediate twitcher.
Yes.
Very
That's awesome.
good.
I'm going to write that down. I'm an intermediate twitcher.
You're an intermediate twitcher. Well, Dee Dee, now that we're kind of segueing into you, because I am very excited to have you on here because this is an area that I am a virgin in. And I had your counterpart Janet on here before, and she was very enlightening and opened up my mind to other possibilities. And there's a lot of people out there that are believing in intuitive counseling. And I know that you are more into aromatherapy, but you have a lot of services. I mean, I checked you out and you provide a wide scope of services that are very beneficial for someone's overall wellness and wholeness and into that. So first of all, share with us, because I looked in here and you were part of the Navy.
Right.
Well, you need to talk about that because I find people's stories amazing. And so tell us how you give us a background of where kind of your education and really what you did for a living, and then how you graduated progressed, and came on this journey.
I do now.
Right.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on the show. And I do a show that's right after yours called Insight. And you can find us on spiritpioneers.com.
And we'll put that on the Facebook page as well.
My background, I have been in the Navy. I'm still a Navy reservist, public affairs officer for October. It will be 27 years.
Wow.
27 years, yeah. So my background in education is broadcast journalism.
Perfect. Wow, look at you here.
I know. And then, it comes full circle right back around. So I just want to say nothing is wasted. Your education, even if you want to do something else, I believe that, spiritually, you are formed to be what you want to be. You just have to open up and accept. So broadcast journalism. So I was a Navy journalist for 10 years on active duty, and as an enlisted person, and went on and got my master's degree, and I got a commission as a public affairs officer. So, and that's what I've been doing, and it's been a love. I've done a lot of community service and built houses for people and talked about sailors and got messages out to their families. I've been on several ships and, around the world. And it's been an amazing journey with the Navy.
Well, that's awesome. And so then how did that
how did I
we get to
here?
where you're a reverend and everything? So, I mean, that's
Yes.
an amazing story.
Well, 22 years ago, I had a little girl named Jasmine. She was, she came early. She was preemie, 24 weeks. So she was about 1 pound when she was born. And my husband was in Panama. He was a service member as well. So I was there alone in Hawaii. It's where we were stationed. I had been going to a church. It was a non-denominational church of Hawaii, and the kahuna, the kaha is female for kahuna, which is high priestess, or high priest, and then high priestess is kaha. So she started coming to the hospital to heal Jasmine. And she would do this thing, like she would put her hands over Jasmine's bed and just hold them there. And I would ask her what she was doing, and she told me it was Reiki. And so that was my first time hearing the word Reiki. And she says, well, and she explained it to me a little bit. She says it's Reiki means universal life energy. And I channel it from my crown chakra. I channel it through my head, basically out my hands, and it's healing energy. She was there at the hospital for my daughter every day. And she would leave little affirmations in under I would go and lift Jasmine up, and I see a little prayer under her arm, or see some little tea leaves that Kaha Julia had left for her. So Jasmine was in a hospital 4 months. Kaha Julia taught me so much. She taught me about she didn't attune me for Reiki, but she talked about it with me, because I wasn't ready then, but I was exposed to it. And then she talked about, the doctors are going to tell you, these things about Jasmine, but, you're intuitive, use your own intuition about what she needs. And she started talking about aromatherapy and, what to give. She says, this oil is essential oils, and you can diffuse it in the air, and it'll help Jasmine sleep naturally. And as she grows up, they're going to want to give her, put her on medication and things like that. Go natural, use your own intuition. So from there, I just started looking into alternative ways of having Jasmine be well. She was diagnosed with autism when she was 8 years old. So I just really got into it then.
That's pretty late back then, right? Isn't that pretty? Aren't they diagnosing earlier than that?
Well, Jasmine's 22 now.
Right.
So
right.
In the 90s, it was just, who even heard of autism?
Right.
22 years ago. So it was just being named as a condition for a lot of people that had gone undiagnosed with different things. They even say that, Einstein had a bit of autism, the Asperger's kind.
Yes.
So, and that's what Jasmine has. She has Asperger's. So a lot of traits that are, the autism spectrum is very wide. So you can go from very nonverbal to very high functioning, and then anywhere in the middle. So that's why they call it the spectrum. So Jasmine had been followed by doctors and therapists, her whole life, and we knew something was different about it. But she was so bright and, spunky and things like that, we just listed her as kind of gifted because she started things kind of early. And what I realized later is that she was gifted spiritually. But that's a different subject. We're talking about wellness, but she was gifted, but she still has some challenges. So we had her tested, and the word autism was brought up, and it kind of put light on some of the things. And sometimes parents need a label, or they need an answer because they know something that's different. Jasmine was a little quirky, and she kind of did her own thing. She did her own thing. She didn't fit into any book, any parenting guide, any of that. She kind of did her own things. And so I was left with, through meditation, better drink.
Drink, everybody.
Through meditation and other type of wholeness types of therapies, I was able to get her off medication, through school and happy.
Wonderful.
And that's how I just started into this. So I continued on my military job, but I was also counseling people on the side because they go, what's going on with your daughter? And I'm just like, because she's doing so great. It's like, well, I'm doing these things. Why don't you try these things? And then as I learned and grew, it has grown into what I've become today. I'm in alignment with my true self, I call it.
Mm-hmm.
So I subscribe to all of these mind, body, spirit techniques for my life. And now I'm able to pass them on to other people who have children with challenges, or they have challenges themselves, or people that just want to feel good and feel whole. Because it's not just I'm successful in my work, but then get home, you're not fulfilled at home, or you have a successful workout planned, but your diet and exercise aren't right. So you have to find this balance. And so people like you, Carol-Ann, you got the fire with the fitness and the physical, the body thing. So it's a three-legged stool, though.
Mm-hmm.
So you have
Yes.
the physical part of it. That's the body, the mind and the spirit. So the mind, you do things to keep yourself healthy, to relieve stress.
Mm-hmm.
So that keeps your mind healthy. And, you do crossword puzzles or whatever, fiddle with computers or whatever it is to keep your mind healthy. But what do you do for yourself spiritually?
Mm-hmm.
So the business that I have is called Quintessence Aromatherapy and Crystal Healing. And I work on I work on this three-legged stool with people. More mental and spiritual, though, because I'll send them out to chiropractors and, massage therapists and trainers. I definitely, believe and recommend those things to people. For the also for the physical part, I have a device called a amethyst crystal biomat.
Let's talk about that.
Okay.
What is that?
That's this awesome device, and I think it was made for me.
You should put your DD Lovejoy stamp on it. So
Yeah.
brand it to you.
I think it was made for me because it takes care of mind, body, spirit. Because it's a mat, it's full of amethyst crystals, which is a very spiritual thing. People wear them for their birthstones. I think amethyst is I don't know, it's probably a Libra birthstone or something.
I believe
February.
it's yeah, and you know what, amethyst, I love that stone, but sapphire is for September.
Okay, then it must be, I think it's February, but I'm not sure. Nevertheless, it's an amazing stone. It's a quartz crystal, so it has it emits a pulse, an energy. You know how they use crystals in watches?
Mm-hmm.
And they do that because crystals emit this pulse that is dead on accurate. And so they put them in the watches because it will keep the time. And it's also a conductor of energy, just like copper wire.
Mm-hmm.
So this mat is full of these 25 pounds of the amethyst crystals. Amethyst also transmutes negative energy. It draws out impurities. It's a stone if you're struggling with any kind of addiction, smoking, overeating, anything. An amethyst crystal is the best crystal to carry. They call it the sobriety stone.
Oh.
So anyways, you have this mat. It's full of these crystals, and it's emits negative ions, which are the ions that you get if you're sitting at a waterfall, of the water just coming down and pounding against the rocks, and it releases these chemicals, molecules in the air. The negative ions are what we need. They clean pollution, they clean our lungs and our bodies and our organs and things like that. So negative ions. Have you ever heard of ionizers that people
Yes.
clean the air
Yes.
with?
Yes.
So that's it. it's negative ions that clean the air out. So this mat produces those. And the last thing it produces is far infrared heat or far infrared light, which NASA discovered back in the 60s when the astronauts were coming back with effects from zero gravity and with circulation issues or something like that. They learned how to harness that the rays, the far infrared, and it's a light that penetrates about 6 inches into the body, heats up the core, and it helps your body heal from the inside out. So if you lay on the mat, you can adjust the heat level. So it's just a relaxing, rejuvenation, beautiful experience when you, it comes along with the guided meditation.
Okay, I was going to ask
so you
about
guys
that. Okay.
drink.
Oh,
drink right now. With the guided meditation that produces theta waves that puts you into a deep meditative state. And so you get total relaxation. So it's a molecular level massage.
Love it.
You have to, I'm going to invite you today, Carolyn, to come over and try it.
Oh, I'm all over it.
And you will love it. You will love it. You get up, you feel refreshed, relaxed. And if you had any issues like circulatory problems, aches and pains, colds, flus, anything, there's studies that they've done with cancer patients, with transplant patients, with premature babies, also with animals, with hip dysplasia and arthritis and things like that. You lay on this mat 30 minutes a day, and it just rejuvenates you and helps your body heal.
Now, what about people if they were to sleep on this? When you have the quartz in there, is it comfortable to sleep on? Are you feeling this on your back or what?
It's very comfortable, and they actually make them in twin, king, and queen size for the beds, and they make a chair size as well.
Okay.
And a pillow. So they are made to sleep on, and you just adjust the heat to how you want it. And my husband had back surgery 2 years ago, so he sleeps on one. And he gets, I'll do some Reiki on him, and then, he gets on the mat. And we all get on the mat because the mat is, Jasmine loves the mat. She goes, "Can I get on the mat?" I was like, "Do you have to ask?"
She was born into all this, wasn't she? She's very used to all of that. So
yeah.
Well, that's very exciting. And so I'm just taking a look at other like chakra balance. What is that?
Chakras are the energy centers in your body. You have many, but there's 7 that are the major ones that go from the crown of your head, so they call that the crown chakra, all the way to the base of your spine, and that's the root chakra. So you can count with me. So the crown, the third eye or brow chakra, which is right between your eyes, your throat chakra, solar plexus right under your breastbone. I'm sorry, the heart chakra is right before that. And then the solar plexus, sacro's right in your belly area, right above your belly button, and then the root chakras in your pelvis and tailbone area. And they all govern. So if you can imagine where I place these, they all govern straight across. All the organs and the bones and the nerves, that's what they govern. So they take in the energy from those negative ions, from things around you. Balancing them is important because we take in things around us. We put in things in our body that are not necessarily healthy. The pollution, sometimes the Mountain Dew.
Yeah, Nolan. We didn't get to talk about that. We usually do a little banter session at the beginning, and he didn't want to because, y'all, he fell off the bandwagon a little bit with his Mountain Dew. And so he wasn't even here last week because he was too afraid to even show up to run the board for us because he fell off the band. Anyway, that's another story. But
I had to bring that up. Nolan's going to get us for that. But yeah, that Mountain Dew is not good for you.
No.
And so those things kind of get you out of balance. So just think, if you ever feel kind of off, it's like, I just kind of feel off today. You could wake up feeling that way, or you just have an off day. It could be that your chakras need balancing. And so there you can balance them through meditation. You can balance them through music. And don't forget, you guys have to drink. We did say meditation again.
I love her. I can't ever remember.
You can balance them through nature by going out and standing under a tree. Tree gives great energy to us all. Trees and plants and things like that are very valuable. The rainforest is very precious, and so the trees that we see out there, send love to them because they're really giving back to us. Exercise is another way to keep your chakras balanced. That's why when some people feel a little off and they go and run or do some exercise and they feel better, because they have just released toxins out of their body, toxins that block the chakras. And then when you release those things, you start to feel better.
Now, are you familiar with, I don't mean to put you on the spot or anything, but this brings up, I don't know if you're familiar with Kundalini Yoga.
Oh, yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
perfect.
Yes.
So Kundalini is represented by a serpent in the pelvic region of the
Yes.
body, and as you perform Kundalini Yoga, the serpent rises
Yes.
and hits the different chakras, and as the energy, because this is the main source of energy, is going through the body, then the chakra wheels, it's
Yes.
like represented with wheels of light,
Right.
starts to spin, and then it kind of goes up and up and up. And so when everything is spinning, it's energized.
That's right.
And so what I find amazing about that, you know how when you're in a room with somebody and maybe their chakras are all aligned, and they're like, wow, they got such great energy. I love
That's
that
right.
person. And,
Yeah.
and they, oh, you look like you're beaming today.
Yes.
And it totally translates to the chakras
That's right.
being in balance.
Right.
That's what I love about that.
And Kundalini, if you do yoga, Kundalini yoga is a lot about, breathing. You breathe up, and chakra is a Sanskrit word for wheel. So wheels do what? They turn. So when you're out of alignment or they're blocked, your wheels aren't turning. And so when you're doing that Kundalini yoga, it charges them. It makes them turn. So that's how you generate the energy.
And, you can be
Yeah.
derogatory towards other people, too. The wheels aren't turning. Or if you get a great idea, my wheels are turning.
That's right.
Right.
That's
isn't that
right.
interesting how we make these comments, but we may not necessarily realize what we're saying, but
yes.
we kind of do, and we kind of
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
all at the same time. So
Yeah.
I just find that to be so fascinating. I just love it.
It all connected when you get back. These things have just been passed down. These words have just been passed down. The wheels are turning, and those. And now when we're enlightened when we actually get the true meaning of it.
Yes.
So you go, the light bulb goes
Yes.
off, and you go, wow, that's what it means. That's awesome. I get it.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's talk about aura clearing.
Yeah.
And so we'll wrap with that because I want to make sure that we tell everybody about your fabulous giveaways, but I want to learn about the aura clearing.
Your aura is made up
Keep going. We're good.
from your chakras. So there are aura's 7 layers. So when you have when you're feeling healthy, then your aura is healthy. So when your chakras are in alignment and are balanced and clear, what's around you is this layer of energy, these 7 layers of energy.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So that's what your aura is. So I have a technique that I do through Reiki, the universal life energy, where I clear that out. When I'm clearing and balancing your chakras, I balance the aura too, which kind of like it's a smoothing thing. I can see a layer of aura when I tap into it. So I don't just walk around looking at people's auras. So people, it's like, oh, she's looking at my aura. It's like, no, that's not how it works for me. So I have to consciously tap into it. And most of the time it's only when I'm doing a healing session. And then I smooth out places that intuitively need smoothing or mending. Sometimes I'll take a spiritual needle and sew up a little hole and things like that. And it makes you feel better and whole.
Wow, that's so fascinating. That's so fascinating. And I wish we had a little bit more time to talk about that, but you guys can get more information from Dee Dee Lovejoy. Give them your website address.
The website is www.aromatherapy-crystal healing. That's aromatherapy-crystalhealing.com.
All right, fantastic. And I'll make sure we get that on my Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Carol Ann Misfit. Carol Ann Misfit. And the reason why you guys need to know my Facebook page is because Dee Dee has brought some fabulous giveaways. And so tell us about your 2 giveaways that we've got.
I'm a certified aromatherapist, and for you exercise buffs out there and fitness buffs, I have some Muscle Soother. It's an aromatherapy blend of 100% pure essential oils. It works on over-exercised muscles. So if your muscles are feeling a little tired and fatigued, this is the perfect thing to rub all over your body. And it's has a eucalyptus, peppermint, and ginger.
Wow, awesome.
So you will get a half-ounce bottle with a little dropper. So you just rub them on the tired muscles.
Awesome. And then what's our second one?
The second one is an aromatherapy bath salt, which I love it. I have to sing about it.
Yes.
I love it so much. It's a lavender and bergamot, and it contains Dead Sea salt, Epsom salt, Himalayan crystals, and baking soda. I have to remember baking soda. And so these also have the 100% pure essential oils of bergamot and lavender, and it's all herbal. That you see, you'll have some herbal, real lavender buds in there, and bergamot.
Wonderful.
So the aroma will just relax you. So after a workout or a hard day at work, you just put a little bit in your bath, and you just sit back and just be transported.
Love it. Okay, gang, so this is what we're going to do. What you need to do is we're going to launch this posting session midnight October. Today is October 2nd. So October 3rd at midnight, I don't know if that would be October 4th, but no, or 2nd. Okay, so listen. October 3rd, from midnight to midnight, you need to go on my Facebook page, post, and tell us something that you liked about the show that you listened to today. And we're going to do a random drawing for both of these giveaways from Dee Dee Lovejoy. You're going to love them. It's going to be awesome. So make sure you post midnight to midnight, October 3rd. We're going to randomly draw a winner, 2 winners actually. 2 winners, and you're going to receive that. And it doesn't matter where you are in the country, because we will get that out to you.
Yes, we will.
All right, awesome. Well, gang, I told you at the beginning of the show that we are going to have an update on our E84 challenge by Evolve Health. And, this is a program that is absolutely changing people's lives, not only all over the country, but also globally. I mean, we have this thing in Colombia, we're launching in Peru, Chile. So it's just taking off. And so basically what this program is that we are inviting people to take a look at their health and fitness. Pick one aspect about your health and fitness that you would like to change or improve upon within the next 84 days. And based on your answer, there is a program that you can follow. There's a burn category where you can lose weight, a fuel category where you can get fit, and the edge category for those people who are already in pretty good shape, that are on a fitness regimen, but maybe you've hit a plateau and you want to take your fitness to the edge. So we're talking fitness enthusiasts, athletes out there, so even fitness professionals. So there is something for everybody with the program, and it's supported by phenomenal supplement products that will get you proper nutrition. So you cannot have exercise without proper nutrition. It goes hand in hand, absolutely a must. So what we do at this portion of our show that's sponsored by Evolve Health is that we feature a challenger that is currently on the challenge, and they update us on their results. So right now I have Chris Misko on the line from Denver, Colorado. Are you with us?
I sure am here, Carol Ann. How are you?
I am great. Thank you so much for coming on the show today and then sharing your story with everybody. But you have been on the challenge now for how long?
I believe today is the 43rd day.
43rd day. Awesome. So you're halfway through basically for your first 84-day challenge. And what we find is that many people they continue on and they do another 84-day challenge because they loved their experience. So tell us a little bit about your background, Chris. Tell us what you do and what your education is, and then tell us how you got to be on this challenge and what it's done for you.
Sure, absolutely. Well, first off, Carolyn, I appreciate the opportunity to be on the Pulse today. Just a great resource of fitness and health information. I'm honored to be sharing today. So yeah, my background, I live here in Denver, Colorado. I have a background in entrepreneurship, small business ownership. I have a degree from Metro State College here in Denver, where I studied exercise science and physiology. I always had a passion for that arena. I always enjoyed, just as a kid, exercising, working out, played sports in high school. Always stayed physically fit. Always enjoyed, working out at the gym. So that's what I went to school for. Got out of school and actually was a strength and conditioning coach here in the city of Denver at a couple different locations. And what we did, Carol Ann, was we worked with speed and strength conditioning with athletes ranging from 7, 8 years old, the little guys, all the way up to athletes that were maybe trying to get into the professional level, whether it's NFL, NHL, Major League Baseball, and did that for about 3 years. Had a great time, stepped away from it here years ago just to go after some other business opportunities that I enjoyed. And I found myself here just about 3 months ago, kind of in a rut. I had kind of let my health go, hadn't been in the gym as much as I would have liked. Just, I think it's common, a lot of us with work and everything that we do, we put our health on the back burner. That's really what had happened. So I looked at myself. I was a little overweight. I didn't have much energy. A little bit of depression. Just didn't have the juice that I'm used to having. So I reached out to a buddy of mine, a friend of mine by the name of Eric Golden, who's in Evolve Health. I knew his background. I've known Eric for about 4 years, and I knew he was in this company, and really just reached out to him as a friend to just have him share some insight and some thoughts to me regarding Evolve. We spent many, many hours on the phone, just sharing ideas, sharing health, sharing fitness, sharing entrepreneurship. And back August 21st, I decided to join the challenge and get on the program here. And it's just, over the past, like I said, 43 days has just been absolutely incredible through this 84 challenge and Evolve Health.
Awesome. So, with your background, I'm guessing that you're pretty critical when it comes to looking at health and fitness programs, and that you're probably pretty strict in terms of what you're going to put yourself through. So when you're looking at our nutritional products that we're actually drinking the Thin right now on the show, but when you're looking at the products, what is it about the products that you like? Because I'm sure you're pretty critical. You have high standards.
Yeah, absolutely, Carol Ann. That was a big thing for me. Actually, 100%. I wanted something that was clean. I wanted something that was natural, that didn't have additives and, different things to have the quick fix of health, whether that's losing weight or whether it's the spike in energy that we see. I think, a lot of us, most of us in this country really, really want the quick fix. We want to lose the weight quick. We don't want to put in the discipline, and a lot of times we don't think about the health component of it. It's more the looks. And I was absolutely looking for a product line that had something that's healthy for myself, my family, my children, everybody that I introduced it to. So I matched up Evolve Health with about 10 companies. I'm not going to go through the names of them, but we're all familiar with a lot of the companies out there that have these types of challenges, have these types of products on the market. And what I found was it was the cleanest product on the market. The shake is 100% natural, very, very full of just good ingredients, good amino acids. It really sets our glycemic index as we wake up. It's not a protein shake, it's a meal replacement. And so that was something that I had already been taking. But when I saw Evolve, I knew that it was even better than what I tried in the past. That along with, there's a few other products that are just phenomenal. You mentioned the Thin. That's a great appetite suppressant. It doesn't turn your stomach. It doesn't have, some of the other ingredients that are harmful. You feel good, and you're able to go on with your day. The Energy also, a very, very all-natural drink with glucosamine, which I loved. I know the background of the glucosamine and what it does for your joints and your overall health. And our Limitless product. I wanted an anti-inflammatory. I wanted something that could reduce my aches and pains. Because honestly, Carol Ann, I'm a guy that's had migraine headaches for 20 years.
Wow.
And I've had them since I was, in high school. And I had never found a way to get rid of them. That, along with obviously stress and coffee and a lot of the things that we do as Americans, was something I was looking to get rid of. So when I was talking to Eric, he said, we have this product called Limitless. It's phenomenal. It's doing great things for a lot of people. I think it will help you. And I said, man, I'll try it. And anything that can help me get rid of these headaches and get my energy back. And like I said, when I started, this is the 43rd day. I have not had a headache for 43 days. I have lost about 10 pounds. My body fat's down about 5%.
Wow.
I have not had a cup of coffee for 6 weeks.
Wow.
My head's clear. I feel like I'm 22 again. And I know it's because of the natural ingredients in these products, the pureness, the cleanness, working with Futureceuticals, our science behind it, the ownership of the company. Everything is just together. This company is unbelievable with the products that they're helping myself and so many others that we've now started to introduce to people, friends, and family to just get them healthier. So, I spent about 2 weeks looking at Evolve and the other companies, and this is by far the cleanest, most natural, most healthy product that I've ever seen.
Well, that's awesome. Well, Chris, I am just excited that you shared that with us today. And again, I tell you, an hour show just goes by so fast when I've got such phenomenal people that I get to hang with and talk to. So, Chris, I am so proud of you. Keep on keeping on out there, and I'll be talking to you soon. Thanks for calling in.
Way to go, Chris.
Awesome. Thank you, Carolyn. You have a great day. We'll talk to you real soon.
All right, you too. All right, gang. So, like I said, the hour just flies by, and don't forget to post on my Facebook page, Carol Ann Misfit. That's MISSFIT. And when you post, then we are going to pick two random winners, midnight to midnight, October 3rd. So make sure you get on there and check out Dee Dee's website. Tell us again what that website is.
Aromatherapy-crystalhealing.com.
And if you list on there how many times we said the word meditation, that may be a little bonus there for you in winning. So make sure you add up how many times we said meditation out there and post it. So thank you for joining me. Be sure to tune in every Tuesday at 12:30 Eastern Standard Time at healthinforadio.com, where you will definitely have your finger on the pulse with Carol Ann.
You have been listening to The Pulse on healthinforadio.com every Tuesday, 12:30 to 1:30 Eastern Standard Time.